Alright guys, the new cruise battle passes are in, and with this comes Yamashiro Meta. So today's video is we're gonna talk about the fifth, I don't know, 10th, 15th meta ship in the game as of right now, and how this ship actually is. So I already took a glance at the ship for Yamashiro. It's not that bad, but we'll go ahead and talk more about that ship once I go ahead and pull up her information as usual on the wiki. Alright, so Yamashiro Meta is the Battle Pass meta ship for the next 2 months. So let's go ahead and talk about her stats. Health 7,686. Battleship? Yeah, battleship. So I think it's like, honestly, for a 5-star battleship, it's pretty good. 7,600. I think like most old battleships. Let me go look at my old ones real quick. Like I'll look at Monarch or something. No, I'll look at Washington. Washington right now is 8,000 HPs. It's still high up there, but for an elite though, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Firepower 409. Really not bad for a 5-star again. Like stats wise, it's not bad for a 5-star at all. Anti-air about average. I'd say reload for 146 on a lower end, but that's just 5-star nature for you. Evasion is 32. Speed 23, hit to 66, luck 14, oil cost 15. So I think it's on, like, in terms of 5-star battleships, it's pretty good. But obviously, like, we have so many like SSR battleships nowadays and like UR battleships that makes like these kind of stats obsolete. But for a 5-star, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now after efficiencies, BB gun 130%, solid. Not anything like spectacular, but solid. Light cruiser guns and DD guns 200%. It's all right there. It's all right there. We don't even use that much, but it's just mainly there for the free firepower. That's why it's like, man, whatever. But 200%, not bad. And anti-air is 80% on the lower end, but she's Sakura Empire, so it's to be expected. Now let's talk about the skills, the kits, because I think it's pretty good for this ship. Blood Sacrifice. Every 15 seconds fires a level 10 special barrage. Damage is based on the skill's level. When this skill activates while this ship's HP is above 20%, deducts 178 health from this ship and improves this ship's skill barrage. So it's one the scenario where her health is gonna get drained. It's gonna get drained pretty hard. Now, in terms of the barrage, I gotta see. If I do see, I'll go ahead and post it on the screen for you guys. Gotta see how good the barrage is. But this ship right here could be really good in terms of this skill. Now, obviously, having lower health is bad, but if you're doing like shorties, like let's say you're doing like, I don't know, an easy map. Now, like, I wouldn't say maybe she's good at D3 farming, who knows, but D3 requires like some sustain. But I think nowadays a lot of people just run full fleets for D3 farming for events. It could work there. It could work there. It could work there. But I can definitely see her working in full fleets because there's so many options of heals available in the game as of right now. So it doesn't really matter that she takes 178 damage to herself when you just have a full fleet of well, not full fleet, but like supports helping you out and whatnot. Like Perseus, that is upcoming in next week, which I'll talk about. So as a solo, not really that amazing. It may be kind of scary. Also works really great with Yuki Kazi as well too. That can save her from like sinking because it heals her after she reaches a certain health threshold. But in a full fleet though, when you have a healer, it's pretty good. Cursed Outset. This ship ignores the effect of out of ammo debuff. That is big. That is big. So what I was saying before, this ship is probably terrible for 1-1 long term, but if you're running her in a fleet with like heals, she has this skill right here. This makes it so pretty much she's always doing max damage, even when she runs out of ammo. So what this tells me right here is that she's really good at this like long term like like map clears and whatnot. So I say she's gonna, well, let me read the rest of her skills first. During a battle, decrease the loading time of the ship's first 3 volleys by 50%. That's big. The ship's first and second volleys deal 60% and 80% damage respectively, and the third one deals 120% onwards. So the first 2 don't do that much damage, but the third one does a pretty sizable amount of damage. So this ship is bad long term as a solo, but works great in a fleet. She has the out of ammo debuff. What this tells me right here is she's really good at full map clears. So in this game, you get some rewards for having 3-star clears, right? So having her do like a full campaign map clear to get the 3 stars for your campaign rewards, or just going for a full map clear for like D3 or D2 of an event. This makes it so after like the 5th battle, you still have damage without having that much of a debuff. Now, obviously, I say even with the out of ammo debuff, a lot of the maps that you're farming should be relatively easy. But this just makes it even easier because now she won't get debuffed by the ammo. So now you have full damage coming out from one of your ships and isn't receiving the penalty of having 0 ammo, which is 50% less damage when you have that 0 ammo on your fleet. So that's pretty good. Echoes of Annihilation Yamashiro. When the battle starts, if this ship has a Sakura Empire gear equipped, increases the damage dealt by this ship's blood sacrifice, the first skill, by 10%. If not equipping Sakura Empire gear, decreases this ship's damage taken by 10%. So I'm not a big fan of the damage dealt taken. Obviously, some people like that kind of stuff. I'm personally not a big fan of it because I either do damage or I take the buff route or I just take a lot of damage or whatnot. But like if I'm given an option between more damage or damage reduction, I'm always gonna go damage. So in this case, I say put on a Sakura Empire gear, and because she is a battleship, what kind of gear you want to go for is probably gonna be the Belfast gun or the Mogami gun, whatever you guys want to call it. So this gun right here is what you want to have as the light cruiser slot. 45 firepower, pretty good on the anti kamikaze bomber clearers. It's pretty nice. So I recommend using that if you guys are going to use Yamashiro Meta. That fits in perfectly right there. And lastly, Flickering Lights Yamashiro. When fighting humanoid siren fleets or boss fleets, increases the ship's damage dealt by up to 6%. So free damage on boss fleets. Pretty good, right? So what this ship tells me is that she's really good for just full map clearing. Now, there probably is like a limitation to her because obviously, even though she has a pretty sizable kit, which is, I think it's really good. This kit's like really good. Her stats are kind of lacking, and like the health department, maybe a little bit of firepower, anti-air, stuff like that. I don't know how she would perform in like long-term, like end game maps. I really don't. She could be really good there. I'm not exactly sure. Depends on the barrage. If I haven't posted, I'm sorry. I don't know what it looks like, but I'm hoping it's really good. And she is lacking a lot of stuff. Like she lacks anti-air, which is probably a big hit to like World 12 and 13. As for 14, I guess she could work I think World 14 she could work there. Obviously she has to be like maxed out like 125. But she could maybe. I think she could work out. I think this is like the first meta ship that's in the battle pass that I actually think is really good. Good kit for just doing more damage. Like she has a lot of sacrificing, but she does more damage. Obviously, you need some supports like Perseus to help her out to make sure she doesn't sink. Yukikaze as well too, to make sure she doesn't sink. She doesn't have the out of ammo debuff, so if you're going for a full map clear, you're pretty much safe because Yamashiro Meta is doing max damage all the time. As for her second part of the second skill, 60%, 80% more damage, and it decreases loading time by 50%. I think that's really good as well too. So, and 10% damage increase from the bloods by using Sakura Empire here. I think she's really good, guys. I think she's actually not a bad battleship this time around. Usually, like the free meta ships we get are kind of whatever. This time around, I actually like it. I think this meta ship, like if you're looking for a battleship, guys, that just like wave clear, gets you through campaign, gets you through like events and so forth. It's a really good pickup. I think it's a really good pickup. Now, obviously, I gotta see the whatchamacallit. I think she only has MGM +1 as well too. Let me see. Yeah, I think she has 1, so not +2, unfortunately. But I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad. Pretty good for a free ship. Now it's going to take time to get her up and going because you need to get max her out and get all the duplicates, and then you got level up her skills from OS. So new players are going to struggle with that. But I definitely say if you guys don't have a good battleship right now for just like regular campaigning whatnot and not just not bossing, she's good. I think she's really good. So I like her. I think her kit is great. Now obviously she's a 5-star. Stats are kind of lacking, but kit wise, I think it's really good. So enjoy the video, guys. Good luck on leveling her up if you guys are leveling her up, and I'll see you guys in the next video as always.